All right, everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the Void series. Today is day 7 of our Void series. And just a little FYI for people who are joining in for the first time, I have created a Voice series, which basically means that I feel like all of us as a collective is in this particular transitional period. And for me, it feels like we're going through a void, or we're in a void. Okay. And so I feel like Spirit has guided me to get on camera, say everything that I feel that Spirit needs me to say to help, but also to share what it is that I need to let go of in this particular transition. All right. So please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I think that's what the YouTube people say. It would help out with the algorithm and things like that. So this message can be pushed out. Okay. So one thing I'm noticing about this void and also about myself is that I feel like everybody is still feeling stuck, right? So I decided to do something a little bit different. I decided to read you guys a bit of a short story on what it is to be in this type of space we call stuck. All right. So I'm going to allow Spirit to guide me through this as usual, and let's just begin. So I have my notes written down right here. So I would like for you to imagine, all right? Imagine that you are a caterpillar inside of a cocoon and the transformation has begun. Your old cells have died, your old body is breaking down, and a wing is starting to form. But it's only one wing, okay? That one wing has grown very strong, it's very detailed, it's very different, it has different color patterns, it's very unique, okay? Now, the other wing, right, that has not fully grown is still soft, it's not formed, and it's still undefined. All right. Keep imagining. Now, the cocoon is starting to split open, but you know that you are not ready yet to leave the cocoon. Okay. The butterfly, which is you, crawls out with one wing fully formed and the other one unformed. Okay. And you realize you can't crawl because you don't have the same body that you once had. That body is gone. And you also realize that you can't fly neither because you only have one wing. All right. So, what you do, you find a nearby branch and you hold on to it. Now, this branch represents your past life, it represents what has happened to you over the past 9 years or so. Okay. And so, you're only holding on to that branch because you are in mid transformation. This is what being stuck in your old identity feels like and looks like, right? We know that we need to move forward. We know we need to create a new identity because the old identity has shredded and is still shredded, um, or still shedding, I'm sorry, as we continue this transitional period. So let's do a recap, okay? For people who are not into numerology or don't know anything about numerology, numerology is the study of numbers and is connected to universal language, universal law. So, understanding the year number 9, understanding what the number 9 represents. Number 9 represents ending of cycles, closing out chapters, death, rebirth. It's an ending to something. Last year, when you add up 2025, it equals a 9. This year, we're in 2026, it equals a 1. So this is an indicator to let you know that whatever that was just completely just falling out your hands like sand in an hourglass, that was, and not because you did anything wrong or anything like that, or it's because it's karma. It's because universally, spiritually, it's time to shift into a new identity. Life is not about being fixated on one identity, one idea, one behavior, one emotion, one thought. It is about constant change. The only thing that's permanent in life is change. Okay, you're supposed to keep evolving. So whatever happened to you the past 9 years, and the reason why I'm saying 9 years, because everything happens in nines in terms of a full cycle. So if you go back the past 9 years, and let's give you a perfect example. That's how you know this shit is really a thing. This is not like no made up shit. Give you a prime example. When I count back 9 years from this year, I'll be in year 2016, between 2016 and 2017. Let me tell you what happened in 2016, 2017, 9 years ago. This was an ending cycle for me. I was working offshore, which is working in the oil industry in the Gulf of Mexico. I was working out there for 6 years. I was a great worker. I had no problems, no write ups, no anything. Towards the end of that eighth year or ninth year, they started coming to me saying, "Oh, Josh, look, we might have to let you go because your hair, it's a safety hazard." Now, let me tell you something about this. Let me tell you how interesting this shit is. They hired me, okay? They hired me with my hair like it is. And they asked me in the interview, "Are you willing to cut your hair to get the job?" And I told them no. They still hired me. So when it came to like close to the ninth year mark, they started saying that my hair was an issue, right? So of course I could have sued and all these different type of things, discrimination, and I even complied and actually cut my hair, and they still let me go. So from this perspective, someone might say is, "Oh, that's discrimination, et cetera, et cetera." But from a spiritual perspective, that was supposed to happen. It's gonna be some type of. This is how you know this is a spiritual alignment thing, because it doesn't make any sense. How do y'all hire me and tell me that it's okay to have my hair like this, and then tell me it's a safety hazard? So that was a sign. That was my way to leave out of that old life, to leave out of that old paradigm and everything that was going on around that time. And then that was the same year or a little bit, a few months later, I got into spirituality. I got into veganism. I went on a cleanse. I started going to lectures. I met all these amazing lecturers and speakers and teachers. I fell in love. I got my heart broken. I started my healing journey. Everything happened. That was actually considered to be my Saturn return, for people to understand what the Saturn return is. That was 9 years ago. So I want you, if you're listening to this video, I want you to come back 9 years and ask yourself, what was a major ending cycle that happened to you 9 years ago? And what caused you to have a different identity? Maybe you was a mother. Maybe you became a mother. Maybe you became a father. Maybe you started a new career. Maybe you got in a car wreck and it changed your whole identity, your whole physical construct. You have to shift into a new identity. It's just part of this whole human existence. You have to become something new. So let me go back again. 9 years prior to 2016 is 2007. In 2007, that's when I graduated high school. Everybody who graduated high school is shifting to a new identity. You're no longer a student in high school. You're going into college or you're going into the workforce. This requires you to be a new person. It's ineffable. I couldn't be like, no, no, no. I don't want to quit. I don't want to like graduate and be in high school or whatever. I could have, I didn't want to like, uh, I don't want to leave high school. I want to be in the 12th grade for the rest of my life. Like that, that's not even a thing unless I decide to fail. It's like it was bound to happen. Okay. It had to happen. It's supposed to happen. Right. So now we're in that same phase right now. It happens every 9 years. Just count back every 9 years. This is also why everybody keeps saying that the stock market is crashing. If you go back to 2007, 2008, the stock market was crashing. Okay. So this is like not no coincidence. This is literally universal math. Okay. Universal mathematics. Okay. You can literally see how things are playing out based on numerology. It is literally a cheat code. So this is the same thing that's happening right now. So if you're feeling stuck, you're only feeling stuck because you're not allowing yourself to let go of the old version of yourself, the old identity, the old reality, the old life, and create your new wing. You have to let go of that one part of yourself that keeps struggling to create the new wing, right? You want to fly, right? You want to have the beautiful life. You want to have the time freedom, the location freedom, the money freedom, but you're still holding on to that part of yourself that is afraid to take the leap. That wing that is undefined and unformed is waiting on your intention to create it. What they say, God's going to always meet you halfway. You got to meet God halfway. So, what I'm noticing, of course, like with myself, and I think y'all have seen this too, this is like a real good lesson on how jobs is not a job. Working in a workforce is not real security. You cannot say that is real job security because, for one, you could be working at a job for so many years and it gets, you know what, we're doing budget cuts. You're a great asset to the team. You're a great asset to the company, but unfortunately, we cannot afford you because you are a top worker. You are the top person, and we cannot afford to pay you anymore. Or they could just say, you know what, you did a great job for us, but unfortunately, we're just downsizing, and we're just going to keep it as a mom and pop business, and we're just going to go back to running it how we used to run it. Like they could make up anything to completely get rid of you. So a job is there's no security in that. There's no certainty in that. And when you get into entrepreneur, that's what including my goddamn self, but this is one of my biggest blocks is we think that there's no security and certainty in entrepreneurship or being a creative, creating a life that you want to have. But it's actually a lot of certainty in it because if you step up to the plate and you learn everything that it is that you need to learn in order to make sure you provide that security for yourself, then you will have that security and certainty for yourself. Right. So the question is this, and really not even the question, this the honest truth is, let's just say you don't know what that looks like. Let's just say you haven't made enough in investments. Let's just say you haven't learned enough to understand how to really run a business to where it can actually sustain you and actually support you. And you don't have the fear of like, I wonder if I'm going to not have a check next month. Let's just say we just don't know how to really do entrepreneurship because it requires a different way of thinking, a different way of looking at things. But that is actually the space that we want to go to. We want to let go of the branch that we're holding on to, the past life, and we want to fly. We want to feel free. Because when you're at a job, you don't feel free. You're literally giving away your time and energy to make an X amount of money for someone else's dream. You can have your own dream for that. If you're a great asset at that particular place, take your asset back, take your power back, and put it into your own business, and you become your own greatest asset. We are all children wanting to have experience of doing and being and having whatever we want in life. That is the ultimate dream of dreams. We are all still dreamers, but we've been told that our dreams will not ever become a reality because it doesn't make sense in this material world or this patriarchal world or this patriarchal construct. So what we do, right? We listen. We listen to all the lies that tell us that this is more safe and that is more risky. But we have been seeing countless times over and over and over people that look like me and you who come from the hood who have made a life for themselves, right? Making millions of dollars doing the things that they love to do, helping people. So for the person who is still struggling, who still is stuck, ask yourself this question. Look around your environment, look at the people you talk to, pay attention to the conversations that you have. What are problems that people having in the world? Once you discover that problem that you find that you resonate a little bit with, go buy you a book. Go take a course. Go find you a mentor. Go find you a coach who has learned what it is that you're trying to solve, who has fully become an expert at that particular problem that you're trying to solve. You learn the method yourself and then you offer that service to the world. Okay. And if that is not something that you feel is authentic enough, then what healing work have you done to yourself internally that you overcame? Right? What is some type of internal struggle that you have for years that you know that's very common amongst other people that you have found a way to heal or have found a way to overcome that you can share with the world because you see they're going through the same thing, but you got the secret sauce. You got the egg sauce. You ain't got the Mondo burger. You got the good burger. So serve it to the people. Your wing is waiting on you to make it a reality. You have everything you need. You are in your cocoon phase. You're going through a transition of transformation, but you're stuck. You're in mid transformation. You got one wing and the other wing just barely doing this thing, right? Looking like a little chicken wing. you barely doing anything. I feel like everybody going through this right now. All of us is going through this right now. I'm going through it. I'm going through it. You feel me? This is some uncomfortable shit because I'm realizing what spirit is doing. Spirit is saying, "Okay, Josh, I think you have enough knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of what it is that you need to do for yourself. The next step is to fully step into what the desired goal or the desired life that you keep telling yourself and keep telling all your friends that you want to have. You're doing too much lip service. You need to put some action behind that shit." So if you feel a little pressure in this video, good. Because I'm putting pressure on myself, but not that type of internal pressure like I'm a steam cook pot. I mean the type of pressure that is necessary for me to get out of my stuck ass phase and for me to pull into my action oriented phase and do the things that I say that I'm gonna do. Yes, it feels a little bit scary. Yes, it feels a little bit fearful. Yes, it feels a little bit uncertain, but understand that that's just you needing to hunt. That's just you having to understand how to regulate your nervous system. Please get into nervous system studies and nervous system regulation because your nervous system is literally dictating every single action that you take. It's not about your desires. It's not about what you want to be in life. It's not about the happiness that you want to experience in life. Is it about your nervous system? Because your nervous system, along with your body, cares about one to two things. Let's go with the two. It cares about survival and it cares about safety. If it doesn't feel safe, it doesn't feel like it's not going to survive an experience. It's going to kick in your trauma response to help you to tell you, I think we need to run away from this shit. It don't feel safe. Every single time. It's a lot of us who have amazing dreams, have a life that we want to live, and it's actually overwhelming to us. It sounds pretty on paper, but it's actually overwhelming. You might say, well, Josh, how's that possible? If you tell me I want to live a life where I'm making 100K and I'm living in a nice high riser and I got a nice car and I got all the girls that a man can imagine, how can that be overwhelming to me? It's because it's uncertain. It's because your body never experienced something to that level of capacity. It's because your body used to working a 9 to 5 and not having all the money and not having a high riser. You're living in your mama's childhood. You're living in your mama's house. That's what your nervous system is accustomed to. Not living in a high riser with elevated ceilings and floor to window mirror windows. I said it right. You know what I'm trying to say? Windows from the ceiling to the floor. Your nervous system don't know what that's like. Your nervous system knows what's familiar. That is unfamiliar, therefore it's unsafe. And so your nervous system is going to keep feeling like I don't feel safe in this. You have to learn your nervous system. If you don't learn your nervous system, you're going to always be limited to what it is that you can do and what you can receive and what you can have. You have to learn your nervous system. I cannot stress that enough. So are you really stuck or are you just using that as an excuse to not do what it is that you know you need to do to move forward? Because it sounds cool on paper telling everybody and mama, yeah, I just feel stuck. You know what? Me too. And now you got a collective of people keep saying that we all feel stuck. That's great. I'm here with it too. But at the same time, I'm not about to stay in this position. I am documenting this. I'm not about to be in this position. I'm not about to stay stuck in 2026. I'm not allowing that shit. That's not about to be my reality. I want you to think about that shit. If you was on your deathbed right now, they all say that you got 75 years to live. I'm gonna go a little bit longer and say I got 85 years to live. Fuck it, my dad's still living. I'm gonna go 95 years. If I live up to 95 years and I get on my deathbed and someone asks me, well, how was your life? Did you really enjoy it? Is there anything you'll do different? I don't want to be that guy that says, you know what, when I was like 30 plus years old, I really wish I would have took a risk and just went all out and see what I would have became based off the talent that I've been given. But instead, I decided to take the safe route. And then the guy responds back, so what was the safe route? Oh, I just continued working at a job and, got 401k and then I had a retirement. And, I really didn't leave my mama house. I actually stayed in my mama house and I just wound up just staying in Louisiana. And after that, I realized I just want to have a family. And then that should sound boring to me. The fuck? That should sound depressing to me. That is not my life. I don't want to live my life like that. That's cool if you want to live your life like that. I don't live my life like that. I want to live my life based on how I want to live my life. That life to me sounds like it was given to me. It sounds like someone said, this is the ideal life that you need to have. Go ahead and go after it. And I feel like that's half what the world has done. I do not like that life. That is not an appealing life to me. So if a person is asking me on my deathbed, how would you have lived your life? I would have lived it to my fullest potential. So right now, we all have the potential to live our life to our fullest potential, but we're over here in our head. We're over here in our thoughts. We're ruminating on the what ifs. We're ruminating on the fear. We're ruminating on, well, that don't even look like that. We haven't even took the first step, and we in so much goddamn doubt. We haven't even left the house yet. In other words, we haven't even got in the car and started to run, to take a drive and see what the possibilities that are available to us. Because we're so stuck in self-denial and self-doubt and self-criticism. But yet, God has given you a skill. God has given you talent. God has given you a superpower that you have. But you're doubting it because you say, oh, it's not the most glorious thing. I mean, you really think I can do that? Like, I mean, I see such and such doing it, and they look like they doing it better than me. Let me just let them have that. They say comparison is the thief of joy. Why would you compare yourself to somebody else? Just because they doing what they doing don't mean you can't do it. There's a bunch of rappers, there's a bunch of athletes, there's a bunch of doctors, there's a bunch of speakers. Everyone's pretty much doing the same thing in general as a whole. When you think about rappers, for instance, you got J. Cole versus Kendrick Lamar. We could say both of these rappers are somewhat the same. They're both lyrical. They both have the greatest punchlines. Both of them have a great type of style. Both of them have their own uniqueness to them. Now, all they doing is talking about rap, but they talking about it in their own unique way. So that gravitates a certain audience that resonates with their uniqueness. Your uniqueness is the key to your freedom. So me, for instance, I'm teaching. There's a lot of people teaching, but I have my own uniqueness that allows an audience to be gravitated towards me. I say things different that allows an audience to be gravitated towards me. I embrace that. I honor that. That's part of my uniqueness that God has gave me. So I utilize my gift. I utilize my talent. You have the same thing. I get it though. I'm here with you, sis. I'm here with you, bro. Because when we was children, we wasn't validated enough. We wasn't told that we wasn't enough. Okay, we didn't get approval in any of our skills and our talents and our natural abilities to do whatever it is that we love to do. We never got the a-okay, you are amazing just the way you are. So now we're going around the whole world trying to figure out who are we, and in the midst of trying to figure out who are we, we're still trying to seek validation so people can tell us who we are and that we're great at who we are. We need other people to validate our own self-identity. So when you get into entrepreneurship, or in this particular metaphor, this particular analogy, when you get into trying to cultivate your wing, you're asking other insects who don't even know what a wing is, do you think I can fly? You think my wings are pretty? I don't know. I don't know. It's all right. I don't know. You think it's nice? Well, I mean, I saw the moth. The moth was flying the other day. They could fly. I saw the moth. I saw the bird flying. I even saw a squirrel flying. But you think I could fly? You think? Nah, they fly way better than me. Nah, they. But the butterfly, okay, in the insect kingdom is unique. Yes, they have other insects that can fly too, but the butterfly has its own creativity, has its own uniqueness than any other insect that can fly. You are that butterfly. I don't care what anything looks like. You have a uniqueness inside of you. Unlock it. or you could just stay where you at. That's cool. I mean, what's the cost? What is it costing you? Ask yourself the question: to stay where you at, what is it costing you? What are you gaining from staying where you're at right now? And if you say the first thing I may hear that you say, because I do specialize in this, you may say, "Oh, I feel safe." But that's a false illusion. You don't feel safe. Your body is clinging onto familiarity. Because, like I said, if you pay attention to the past 9 years and to this current year, this current new era that we in, the world is showing you, and of course, if you look into all the AIs and AI is going to replacing this in the next few years, and people losing their jobs at Amazon, Walmart, everybody's losing their jobs. They showing you this shit is not going to stand, and you telling me you feel safe? You telling me that you're going to wait another 8 years, 9 years to see how this shit's going to play out? You telling me that feels safe to you? I know that shit don't feel safe to you. It feels familiar to you. That's the difference. It feels familiar, and familiar is linked to certainty. So you're looking for certainty. You're not looking for safety. Because when you think about it, that's not safe. If you see an iceberg coming, and you see the iceberg coming, because they keep talking about in the next 4 years, AI is going to replace over 50,000 Americans. They say that shit all the time. You see the iceberg coming, but you still on the goddamn shit with Jack and Jill. Or Jack and Rose. You know what I'm saying? One of them. Jack and Rose. You still on the ship with them. You already saw what happened in the movie. They at the top. Jack, what we gonna do, Jack? Rose, what we're gonna do is when we get under siege, hold my hand. That nigga died. What are you talking about, Sway? He died. Did you not see the ending? He died. So what are we talking about here? I'm a jump ship. I'm not gonna be like, I'm getting on a light boat. What are you talking about? I'm not about to stay on the ship. I'm getting on a light boat. You know what I'm saying? Like, what we doing here, Sway? I'm getting on a light boat. I think I made my point. Okay. Everyone's stuck in mid transformation, and it's because they are fearful of letting go of their old identity because you've been knowing and owning and identifying with that version of yourself for the past 9 years. And so it's like literally we're putting our feet, our toenails, our toes in the water, and we just like barely touching the surface. We like barely want to see how cold is the water. And I know this from Spirit. Spirit's trying to say, look, I need you to jump in that damn water. You better stop putting your little tiptoes in that damn water. You better jump in that damn water. Nah, let me just take my time. I noticed something. Everybody's going through this transition, and it seems like Spirit is not waiting on anyone. It's not waiting on anybody. It's like either you jump or you don't. It literally feels like Pac-Man. It's like Spirit's like, look, I need you to jump. You better jump. You got ate up. You know what I'm saying? It's like Spirit has gave us enough time to cultivate what it is that we need to do moving forward. If you have put in some work outside of working at your 9 to 5, if you have done some side hustle work that is also very meaningful and very powerful and very purposeful to help out the world, help out the community, then that is what you can take and formulate, experiment, and make a product, make a service, make something out of that. That is enough. I'm giving you the right. I'm giving you all the validation right now. That is enough to move forward. I promise you. It may not look like certainty in the beginning. It may look very inconsistent in the beginning. If you have a job, keep your job. I'm not saying don't quit it. But what I'm saying is while you're working your 9 to 5, experiment with the side hustle. Make it make sense. Spend time in that area. Stop wasting your time. Spend time in that area. Spend time in that area. What are you waiting for? Another scare? What are you waiting for? All right. I think I'm done. So we're going to wrap up this 7-day series. Okay. So stay tuned for the next video. And just know that you are that beautiful butterfly that has already flown. Okay. And what that means is your story has already been written. It's just up to you to live it out. All right. If this message resonated with you, please drop a comment below. You know how I like to do. And on that note, I'm going to let y'all go. Peace.